Hello, my beloveds. Welcome to today's Hot Mess Sunday sermon. It's time for me to do this, and I have to do it for me because I learn best when I'm teaching. So when I'm talking, I want it to be known I'm not preaching at anyone or telling anyone what to do. I'm really just kind of talking to myself. And if this helps other people, then that's a bonus. But in order to cement these learnings in me, it's good for me to talk it out. So it's been a month since I've last done this. My work is still in a place of flux as my identity and worth and purpose has been stripped from it. So I don't know, I still don't know what my next really new level of service is, except for just sharing. And a theme that has been up a lot for me and for many of the forerunners in this spiritual wave of consciousness has been safety, or more to the point, it's been fear. For me, in particular, since the March equinox, this fear has come up. And, thankfully, I have the, wisdom to understand, what it is and what it isn't and what to do about it and not to cower from it, not to resist it. But it's still a lot to just feel this intense, intense fear. And I've talked about this dream so many times. So if you've heard this already, you're gonna hear it again. And I'll make it very brief. But that dream I had about 15, 16 months ago of going up this mountain. And as I'm reaching the peak, I see many, many other light workers running down the mountain. And I'm wondering, why are they running down the mountain after all this hard work to get to the top? And then when I get to the top, I see like these dozen cloaked figures. And they're menacing and they're tall and they're terrifying. And my first instinct was to run. So I can understand why everyone else is running. But then I also knew that if I ran, they were just going to chase me. And I'd have to just do this all over again. So I made myself very brave, very tall. And I said, okay, I'm just going to face these fears. And then as I walked towards these cloaked figures, each one independently took off their cloak, and it was a friend, it was a family, it was love. They were smiling. And after I walked through all of this is the key point for me right now. After I walked through all these fears, and there was at least a dozen of them, that's when the superhuman powers kicked in. So, you think, okay, I had this dream 16 months ago, I'm still working on it. Yep, we're still working on it. This whole spiritual process is a process. The awakening process is a process. We can't just hear something once and have a dream once and have that be it. There's still the work, the embodying, the anchoring, the integrating of it. So for the past 16 months, it's been for me facing these fears, which I now have the knowledge, even though they seem so scary, if you face them, they take off the cloak. And then they're the love. And it's only after you face the fears and discover that it's love, that it's you, that it's friends, that it's family, that the superhuman powers kick in. So right now, we're in a state of facing these huge fears, understanding that they're phantoms, and understanding that no matter how scary it is, we are safe. And many of us are feeling this, and it's manifesting itself both in the outside world and in the inner world with these deep, deep, dark inner demons that we've suppressed not only for this lifetime, but for many lifetimes. And the sermon I last posted about the wound of the I am, that is such an important one to really understand the work we're doing here and how we are the heroes. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what is this fear? What is this fear? And the thing is, we are in such a safe place right now to actually feel these fears that we have repressed for perhaps all our lifetimes or just this lifetime, and that's why they're so scary. They're so menacing because we've buried these deep, 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 deep down because they were so big and so scary that we couldn't deal with it. And that's why they're coming up right now, because we are in a place where we have the safety, the wisdom, and the courage to feel these feelings and release them. And the thing about releasing them, it's the same thing. You don't just release it once and then it's done. Um, you have to keep releasing, however deep embedded it is. You keep releasing, so it might just be a little bit at a time. I know so many light workers, light warriors, so many people on the spiritual path, myself included, um, can get so frustrated when it's not working. You know, it's not working, but that's because we just gotta keep working it. You know, there's that saying, when you're in hell, keep walking. You just keep working it, and it is working, even if it's just chipping a little bit at a time. You're chipping it away until it will just be gone. So, in an email to my sister Carrie, she and I were talking about the fear. And I told her that I'd come to understand what the fear is. And so I'm going to share what that is. And this fear that is coming up is because we know we are in such new territory. And it's very unfamiliar. We cannot control it the way we tried to control 3D reality. There are no fixed rules in it. There is no fixed way that the new energy works. And so we're discombobulated. We don't know how to work this new energy. And moreover, we don't feel safe in it. So I likened it to, and I remember reading this in Viktor Frankl's A Man's Search for Meaning, that once the Jews were let out of the concentration camps, you know, of course there's this moment of jubilation, of victory, of we're free, we're free. And then after that initial elation, there's this disorientation, because coming from the trauma that they've been through and now entering into this new life where everything they've had has been stripped from them, they don't know how to make a new existence from where they came from. So the journey to build the new takes just as much courage as the dismantling of the old. So they were in this disoriented state for quite a while, not knowing how to create a new existence in their freedom. And I said to my friend Carrie, this is where we are right now. We're in this disoriented state, not knowing how to create in our freedom. And, you know, the old rules don't apply. So there's this like moment of our human self saying, wait a second, wait, what? Oh, there goes my camera. Some things never change. We are safe. We are safe in the camera. All right. Oh, I just gotta ignore this shit. Triggers coming up too. Triggers coming up. Close your eyes and just listen to me. I'm going to close my eyes. And Divine Mother corrects the camera. Correct the camera, Divine Mother. So here we are saying, okay, so the old rules don't apply anymore. And you're telling me that we're free and we're safe and that we can actually create now in a way that won't backfire on us, which is ironic right now because I'm feeling like here I am creating a new sermon and the camera continues to backfire on me. Maybe I should learn how to edit, huh? Anyway, you can feel the frustration in my voice. Yes, this frustration is being frustrated with the new and the old at the same time. So we're in this new space. We're trying to get acclimated. We're disoriented. Things don't work like they usually do. And sometimes they just still don't work. And we don't believe that we're free, okay? We don't trust that we're free. And why should we? Because we're coming off a long history, eons history of trauma. So we're in this space of, okay, you're telling me we're free, you're telling me we're safe, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it. This is so irritating to me, you guys, and I know it must be irritating to you. We go through this every time. All right, I'm just going to pause it before we go on. Divine Mother, I'm pausing it right now You have 4 seconds. Four, three, two, one. All right, we're pausing it.